I'm Lauren Reed, 32, a freelance journalist from Michigan. Our family's New Year's tradition at the lake house was my everything barbecues fishing laughter that made me feel joyful and happy. I poured my heart into every detail thinking it held us together, but last November my dad's voice cut through our planning call like a knife. Traditions are for parents, you can skip this year, he said, calm and cold. Skip it. They were inviting neighbors and my brother's girlfriend instead, as if I didn't matter. My chest tightened, but I forced a nod and ended the call. That moment flipped a switch. I wasn't going to beg for a seat at their table. I made a choice that shocked them all. When they saw what I did next, their phones lit up with calls I didn't answer. And what happened after? It changed everything. Ever felt pushed out by family? Drop your story in the comments, hit like, and subscribe. You won't guess how this unfolds. Growing up in Michigan, our lake house was where I felt most connected. I'm Lauren Reed, and those childhood summers in our family of 4, my parents, my older brother, and me, felt like magic. Our lake house tucked along a quiet shore was our sanctuary. Every New Year's we'd gather for a tradition that defined us. The air buzzed with anticipation as we prepared for a weekend of barbecues, fishing trips, and stringing twinkling lights across the dock. It wasn't just a holiday, it was our glue. My mom, Barbara Reed, was the heart of the kitchen. She'd spend days planning the menu: grilled ribs, corn on the cob, her famous potato salad that neighbors raved about. She'd hum old Motown tunes, her hands deftly chopping vegetables, while I watched in awe. Dad, John Reed, took charge of the lake. A gruff engineer with a soft spot for fishing, he'd lead us out on the boat, teaching us how to cast lines and spot the best spots for bass. His laughter echoed when we'd reel in a big one, and he'd slap my brother's back, proud of his knack for it. My role was different. I was the spark, the one who made the lake house glow. At 10, I started stringing lights along the dock, weaving them through railings until the whole place shimmered under the stars. By 16, I was leading games, charades, scavenger hunts, keeping everyone laughing late into the night. I'd plan every detail from the playlist to the table settings, wanting it to be perfect. My brother Mark Reed was 3 years older, always the cool one. He'd help Dad with the boat or charm the neighbors with his easy grin, but he never cared as much as I did. When he moved to Chicago for a banking job at 25, things shifted. He'd show up less, less his life now, tied to the city and his girlfriend. I'd text him asking if he'd come, but his replies were short, distant. Busy, he'd say, or maybe next year. Those years apart stung, but I told myself it was just him growing up. I clung to the lake house, to the tradition that felt like home. Mom would still send me recipes to approve, and Dad would ask which bait I'd pick for fishing. I thought we were still us. But as I got older, I noticed cracks. Mom and Dad would talk about Mark's job, his apartment, his life in Chicago, their voices bright with pride. My freelance writing. They'd nod, but their eyes didn't light up the same way. It's not steady. Mom once said, her tone gentle but sharp. I brushed it off, pouring more of myself into the tradition to prove I belonged. By my late 20s, I was the one keeping the flame alive. I'd drive up early, hauling boxes of lights, planning menus with Mom, checking the boat with Dad. The neighbors' families we'd known forever started joining us, their kids running wild with ours. I loved the chaos, the way it felt like we were all one big family. But Mark's absence grew heavier. He'd breeze in for a day, maybe, then leave early, claiming work. His girlfriend started coming instead, fitting into his spot like she'd always been there.